What's the deal, man? What's the deal? Yeah. This homework, bro. This homework. This is tough. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it gotta, bro. I'm not. Listen, when I checked on homework, it gotta be right because if it's not right and you hop in a market and it's wrong, you lose money. You feel what I'm saying? So it gotta be on point. It have to be. Like I'm real picky about the homework. Like anybody that turn the homework, like it gotta be boxed in. Supply and man gotta be boxed in. It gotta be right. But I'm gonna wait one more minute and then we gonna get started. Can y'all hear me? Please let me know if y'all can hear me. Because last week, we had IML hacking into my audio. So hopefully it don't mess up. First webinar, let's go. Yeah, man, I hope y'all got y'all questions ready because I'm gonna go through this. Is what I'm gonna do today. Today I'm gonna go through some people charts that I gotta go through because I know for a fact you're new because it was just like all of it was wrong. And then somebody asked me, I think it was on Wednesday, can you go through the EU setup? Why did I take that supply setup on EU instead of taking that 1 hour demand? So I'm gonna go through that. And then I got a question. Somebody asked, do supply and demand work year round? Basically asked me like, is it certain seasons where supply and demand don't work? I did go through a rough period. What was that, like January, December, like holiday season? Like I was losing. Like it was bad. And I think it was like 1 week I went like for like I only won one and I lost like 4 trades. So definitely around like January, December, you want to not trade as much. Like don't trade as much. Like just take your money and go. Don't try to keep trading because the supply and demand was not holding. Like I'm no cap, they wasn't holding. So definitely be careful around the holiday season and New Year's when it comes to supply and demand. And somebody asked, can you go through gaps again? Okay, so I may go over that again, just depending on what questions y'all got. But let's get into this homework. So the homework was a higher probability supply underneath yesterday's daily low. Okay, so as y'all can see, a lot of people got the homework wrong. You feel me? A few people got them right, but most people got it wrong. And I mean, this person, he's doing demand. He's just doing what he wanted to do. So I was like, you feel me? You didn't even read the homework. So if you don't read the homework and you just turn in charts, I'm not checking it. Let me see. Okay, he got the homework right. Okay, so right here, let me get my little annotation thing up. So this is wrong because he didn't box in the entire box. The box needed to be underneath that candle right there, not like if you can see that box right there, it's not covering a whole entire blue candle right there. The blue candle is literally right there. That's where the box need to be at, but he didn't box that in. And I'm very picky because if you not drawing it out right and you lose your money, it's over with. So he needed to box that in correctly. Let me take this off. Okay. Let me see this right here. Okay, so this is not even a high probability. He just drawn a zone where they did aggressive selling from, but that's not the high probability. He's not paying attention to the gaps. So I can tell like you're not really comfortable with the gaps in the high probability setup. So like you got to understand gaps. Like that's just the foundation of the high probability setups. You have to understand the gaps. If you don't, you're going to be confused and you're going to be just drawing supply and demand on literally everything. And this guy right here, I could tell that you was sending this in through a tablet. It was hard to see your charts, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So like if you can just, I don't know, like just copy the links, the TradingView links, and then just send it to the homework channel because it's kind of hard. I mean, I could see it. It was just hard to see, man. I can't really see it. I think it was definitely this chart. I'm like, bro, I don't really know what this is. So yeah, just send it. Just send your links, your TradingView link. Just send it to the chat. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so this is wrong. This is wrong because this is a low probability setup. This is low probability because of this candle right here. Go to the annotation one more time. This candle right here. That candle, that red candle made a low probability. So again, you have to know exactly what you're trading. Don't just, okay, got aggressive selling over here. Is it a gap on it? Is it a gap on attached to that supply right there? But it's clearly, it literally wicked the bottom of the box of that supply and then closed back inside the box, then drop. No, we don't want that. We do not want that. Take that off. Okay. Yep, I already know who this is, bro. So definitely message me, bro, because like you was a little confused on what type of supply and demands do you want to trade or whatever. She always getting the homework right. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, that's right. See, this is wrong. This is another low probability setup right here. So I hope y'all get an idea of why this is low probability. It did the exact same thing as the last one. That candle right there, we need an explosion. Like basically, like we need a momentum candle coming out of that area. We don't need like a little doji, then it come back, close in, and then drop. Like, no, we need this candle just to come out of it. That one by itself, not this one. We don't need this one. We need something like that long momentum candle to leave that area, to leave a gap. That doji closed back inside of the box. Once it closed back inside of the box and it came back into that area, that is not a high probability setup. That's just not a high probability setup. Okay. Take that off. All right. I'm gonna go through yeah, this is your chart, bro. Is my homework perfect or is it something I can do better? Okay, let me see. I think it's trended or something like that. Thank you all the way up here. Did you turn the homework? Oh, no, man, you might not turn in the homework. Oh, no, man, I don't see you. Oh, here you go. Oh, your homework's right. Your homework's right. Okay. So who had a hard time doing the homework before I get to this EU setup that somebody wanted me to break down? Who had a hard time understanding the homework? I know Romello, he's new, so he's kind of like, he don't really understand this stuff yet, but he's gonna get it. I know that was one person that DM'd me. But I'm like, this is the same stuff over and over. Like every week we're still trading the same. Like these webinars is for people that still kind of confused. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to show up to webinars, but if you still not getting it, you need to be showing up. So who don't know how to trade the high probability setups? Because there's a lot of people that have the homework wrong. Like I'm pretty sure some people that's not on the webinar is getting the homework wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff it's not hard, but it's just not, it's not easy to grasp if you're new. I think I'm confused about it. Mine was the first one turned in. Okay, let me go all the way to the top. I'm gonna go all the way to the top. You was one of the first people. Let me see. I think Sienna was the first person, and she got it wrong. See her chart. Yeah, see, you probably can't see it because she got a super dark background. But look at these two green candles right here. It literally wicked the bottom of the box and then came back into it. That's low probability right there. That's low probability. Yep, that's not high probability. Okay. So I may have to go today. We might have to just talk about gaps because still people, new people coming in not understanding gaps. So we may have to go over that again. But let me go through this EU setup because somebody was like, okay, why didn't you take the demand and why did you take that supply that you called out on Thursday? So we got to talk about it. So let me go to Friday. Okay, so let's do the replay mode. Can you show the NASL? Which NASL? Was that Monday? I think was it Monday? Okay, yeah, it's Monday. Okay, yeah, we can go through that. Let me write that down. I might forget. All right, so let's do the replay mode right here. Now, somebody was telling me, somebody asked me, why didn't you just go for it? Why didn't you wait for well, first of all, it was two setups that was happening. We had a supply right here. This is a 15-minute supply on Thursday, and it looked beautiful. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I was waiting for this to happen. This is supply. We had a gap literally right there. Let me zoom in. Make this box a little bit more precise. Okay, so we had a gap right here. Come on, Trading View, stop playing. So we had a gap literally right here, and I was waiting for it to get up there. But when I show up to the market, let me fast forward. Okay, so when I showed up to the market, which is that gray shaded area, the EU created another supply. So I'm like, okay, so this can go either way. This can go either way. It can either bounce from this or disrespect it and go all the way up to that 15-minute supply. So it was two supplies literally hanging right there. Some people was like, I'm not taking this setup that I called out because it was a gap above. So you feel me? That's why I say you have to be prepared for both situations. Who knew that it was going to reject from this area? Like, I'm not going to say I did. That's why I had them both marked up. I'm like, okay, if this one get disrespected, then I'm gonna just wait for the 15-minute supply to happen. Or you feel me? Like, you got to be prepared for both. We don't know what's going to happen. No trader knows what's about to happen. We only trade off a reaction. Okay, so let me fast forward. So it tapped into it and rejected, and then it started selling. Now, let's back up just a little bit. Let's back up and let's go to the 1 hour. Now, the 1 hour had a demand that was happening. Let's take out both of these zones because we already know we won that trade. But it was a demand. This is a huge 1 hour demand. Now, before y'all say like, man, this box is too big, bro. Bro, what the hell? It was a 1 hour demand. Now, again, if we have a 1 hour demand happening, scale down to make your box smaller. So go down to the 15, go down to the 5 minute. See if, let me put an arrow right here. See if somewhere up in here, you can make your box smaller. Okay, so let me take this off and then let's go to the 15-minute chart. Now, again, when you go down time frames, the goal is to see another gap to make the box smaller. You feel what I'm saying? So if the 15-minute don't have a gap inside of that demand, then you would just have to rock with the 1 hour. Now, if the 15-minute don't have a demand, but the 5 minute do, you rock with the 5 minute. The box is going to be extremely small. So do we make it a gap because of the wick or the body? The body. Okay, so let's go to the 15-minute chart right here. Now, if I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to make the box smaller, I immediately see this gap right here. Immediately. Right there. That gap right there. Now, it kind of filled it in. But let's make this box smaller. Now, that 1 hour box turned into a 15-minute demand. Okay, so we still got a little bit left. Now, this was happening on Thursday. That's why I was still confident to take that sell, because we still have a 15-minute demand that's sitting at the bottom that have never got tapped into. So let me mark this up. So that's where the gap at is, in between that green line right there. Not a green line, but in between those yellow lines, that's where the gap is at on the 15-minute chart. Now let me take this off. Now let's go to the 5 minute. Can we make this this demand box even smaller so we can get even more sniper entry? Now let's go back to this area. Now again, when you go down time frames, you need to see a gap inside of your box. Do we see a gap right here inside of the box? In this area right here, do we see a gap? Yes or no? Yes or no? See if somebody knows. Let's see if somebody knows what's going on. Okay, yeah. There's no gap on the 5 minute. It's no help. You can't do nothing with the 5 minute. So you have to rock with the 15-minute demand. You can't go down and you can't make that. There is no gaps inside of this area right here. So this is your zone right here. But remember, you just got to know what time frame this is on. This is a 15-minute demand right here. So let's fast forward. Matter of fact, let's go back to the 5 minute. Now for this, I would take a 15-minute break. So that was our supply right here that we took. So that's why I say you have to look at multiple time frames, because you could have took this sell and held it to the 15-minute demand and then wait for the 15-minute break and then take it back up to over here. So basically, it's like a ping pong effect. Like, okay, so we got a 15-minute supply that never got tapped into. We took the sell right here. Let's write it down to the 15-minute. Come on, stop playing around. Okay. Now we should have like this is how we should have did it. Now I'm not saying I held it to that 15-minute demand, but this is a 15-minute supply going. I mean a 5-minute supply going down to a 15-minute demand. Get out, okay, and then once we get into the 15-minute demand, go to the 15-minute chart. Wait for a break. You got your break right there, and then we'll take it all the way back up here to the 15-minute supply that never got tapped into. That's how we should have played this out. That's exactly how we should have played this out. 15-minute, 5-minute supply to the 15-minute demand, 15-minute demand back up to the 15-minute supply. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about using multiple time frames. Like you have to really know exactly what you're doing. And remember, this is a 1-hour demand right here. This is literally a 1-hour demand. I may need to get unmuted to explain it real quick. Why did you say earlier that it was Thursday as a confluence? What's special about Thursday? What you talking about? What you talking about? I'm confused on that. Can you still enter off the 5-minute on the 15-minute zone? Let's see. Yes, you can. Your entry would have been right here. Is this the long position? No, that's not the long position. Okay. Your entry would have been right here. Your stop loss would have been down here because we got to have a safe stop loss, and that's only 15 pips. So your first take profit, boom, would have been right here. And then your runner would have either try to fill in that gap or try to get liquidity that's sitting up here or try to go for liquidity up here. But that's literally how you supposed, like, if you see a 1-hour demand happening in New York session, pay attention to it and see if you can make the zone smaller. Like that's just the goal, because remember this 15-minute demand was caused by the 1-hour demand. You would have never saw it if you didn't know that it was a 1-hour demand happening. You said we got a gap that never got filled, and it's Thursday. Bro, I mean, okay, so it's a lot of gaps that was going on. We had a gap that was at that 15-minute demand. We had a gap that was on this 5-minute supply, and we had a 15-minute supply that had a gap. Like, you feel me? I'm not really understanding. But Imani, you want me to unmute you so you can ask this question real quick about this? Okay. All right. I'm gonna just leave this like this. Feel me? Let me go find you real quick. I hope this is making sense for people that's having a hard time looking at multiple time frames to see, okay, should I hold it? Is it a gap at the bottom? You know what I'm saying? So,
okay. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can you say something real quick?
Sound crazy.
Hello?
Sound crazy? You can hear me?
Yeah, you're just a little low.
Oh, okay. Let me get close. I got the laptop. I'm gonna have to put it up in my face. Okay. Yeah, I got a question. So say the 5-minute did have a gap. Like in this situation, this is looking like a double bottom. But say like there was a 5-minute gap underneath the box, underneath that demand. Like are you looking? I know you're looking to trade. Let me just say like this. Let me start because it's so hard to like look. I'll be like losing my thought, bro. Like, oh
yeah, you're good.
Okay, so let's just say like this. Let's not even use this example. Let me just say like this. Okay. Say you got an hour demand, right? There's a 5-minute candle in there with a gap inside that 1-hour demand box. However, there's a 5-minute gap underneath the demand box, but it's not in the box. Like it's underneath it. Oh, are you waiting to like, are you just like, yo, if the 5 minutes in 5-minute gap in the box, if it gets respected, I'm trading it? Or if it's that close, like it's right underneath the box, but there's like a 5-minute gap, are you like, nah, it's got to come to this in order for me to take it? Like,
okay, so I'm not trying to confuse nobody that's on here. So you're saying if it's a 1-hour demand and it's a 5-minute demand that's sitting underneath the 1-hour demand, not inside it, but underneath.
There's two. Yeah, there's one inside and there's one underneath. Exactly.
Okay, and what was the question one more time?
So are you taking the one that's inside, like the demand? Like you just like, nah, I'm gonna take the one inside the demand. I'm not concerned about the one that's sitting underneath it.
I'm like taking the one inside. I'm taking the one inside off rip.
Right. Okay. I was just making sure.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good question though. That's a good question.
And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, he mentioned Thursday when he marked up a 15-minute demand that had a gap untouched because that would gave him confluence to take the supply and he trade to confirm it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I hope I broke this down because somebody asked me, okay, what was going on with EU on Thursday? Like, why did you take the supply? Why didn't you wait for the 5-minute demand? I mean, the 15-minute demand to occur. And I mean, I was just done for the day. I didn't want to overtrade. You could have took this trade easily, you know what I'm saying? But you had to pay attention to the 1 hour. Remember, this was all based off of the 1 hour, off of this gap right here. With the gap, we look to the left or right. We look to the right. We look to the right. Always look at the body of the candle and look to the right-hand side to see if it's some price action, okay? Let me replay it because this may be confusing for people that just don't understand gaps. So the 1 hour left a gap literally right here from this big ass red candle to right there, okay? We could take all this stuff off. From right here to right there. That's where the gap is at in the market. They have to fill that in. Now we go to the 15-minute chart. We're trying to get the deepest demand possible. The deepest, which means the lowest. Vice versa for our supply. If we see a 1 hour supply, we're trying to get the highest, literally the highest supply on the 15-minute chart or the 5-minute chart. It just depends if there is even a gap in the first place. Like, so this situation right here, we had a gap that we can make this even, we had a gap that, now let me go back. Let me go back. Okay, so right here, this is the gap on the 1 hour. We need to make our zone smaller. We have to make it smaller because first of all, I'm not trading this. Like me personally, I'm not trading this. So if I go to the 15-minute chart, the goal is to make the zone smaller so we can be more precise. So we can know exactly where they want to go and where they want to reverse. So the only gap was literally right down here. It was literally right here. So the gap will be from right here to here. And then if we go to the 5-minute chart, like I just shown, if there was no gap on the 5-minute chart. You don't see any gap inside of the box. Remember, we're still trading inside of this box that we created, which is demand. So there's nothing right here. There's nothing right here. So yeah, I hope this makes sense though. But anybody got any questions though, as far as any examples? Oh, you said the NAS 100. Hold on, let me go to the NAS 100 that we lost on, I think it was Monday. Let's go to it. You answered my question. All good. Okay, good. Okay. Let's go to Monday because I know we lost. Well, I don't know who taking the trades, but I lost. What was that? The 21st. Okay. Oh, this trade. Okay. I mean, I lost then won, but see, this is the thing, man. Because I got a bad habit of this. Like anybody that be in the chat in the morning, I got a bad habit of taking setups before New York Stock Exchange open. We got to stop doing that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It be hidden sometimes. I think it was that week where it was the Ukraine and Russian war where I kept taking setups before the New York Stock Exchange open. But the week after, like after that week, and I was taking setups, I was losing. So I'm like, man, bro, it's just not smart to take setups before pre-market. Like before 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, it's just risky, bro, because you don't know if it's going to push up. And then what if you in drawdown before the New York Stock Exchange opens? So now you damn near got to surrender to the loss because you know it's about to be some sporadic moves that's about to happen in a few minutes. So it's just safe to just wait, man. Just wait till like 9:40, 9:45. But yeah, this setup right here, this was just, let me mark this up. This was just a regular demand. I ain't gonna lie. It's not even that deep. Like it was just demand shot up and then it just dropped. Now let me look at the higher time frames. See what's going on in the higher time frames with this one. No confluence with the higher time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, let me do a replay mode. That would be a little bit better. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, it's literally no confluence. There's nothing. There's nothing. So with this trade right here, let's go back to the 5-minute. This was just confluence with the 5-minute chart. Okay, we lost and then we won, and it was so hard to watch this. I ain't gonna lie, this was hard to watch because I was so irritated because I should have just waited. So Yeah, that's about it for this setup. Like it wasn't even no rocket science with this. Like we bought, it came back, stopped us out, then took off. That should be blowing me. Whoever had a stop loss below 1. Yeah, I think FX313. Yeah, I think he won. I lost and I hopped back in with my $10 account and then whatever. Yeah, that's another thing. People be asking me, okay, how do I know where to put my stop loss at? Should I have a bigger stop loss? Should I have a tighter stop loss? Bro, I'm always gonna have a tight stop loss. I'm always gonna have a tight stop loss. That's just me. I'm trying to get my pips and go. If you're tired of getting stopped out, you have to put your stop loss underneath the zone. That's just the risk that you want to take. I don't want to take that risk. I want to just, you feel me? I want a tighter stop loss. Little gap there, right? What gap? Where? You need me to unmute you, bro? Alexander? Because I don't, it's a lot of gaps right here. Okay, I'm gonna unmute you. What you talking about? Okay. Should be able to unmute.
Hello.
Yeah, what's going on?
So the demand box you draw right there, like like right under that candle right there, that green candle.
Right here.
Yeah.
You said right up under.
Like go up a little bit. That gap right there. Is that a gap right there?
Yep. So the gap. So far as this high probability demand right here, the gap is between that candle right here and right here.
Okay.
That little bit right there, just that little bit. So again, let me do the replay mode. Because again, you're not gonna see this stuff if you haven't mastered gaps. So again, when you're trying to pay attention to the gaps, look to the right-hand side of the candles, the body of the candle, not the wicks. We don't care about the wicks, the bodies of the candles. So we got a gap right there sitting at the bottom. We got aggressive buying coming out this area. I knew it was gonna go up, but it just did some bullshit and literally, you know what I'm saying, did what it did, and then it took off. And then dropped like crazy.
Okay, yeah. My issue was I was just looking at the wicks. You know, I thought it was the wicks, but
yeah, no, it's not the wicks, it's the bodies, just the bodies of the candle. Yo.
All right, I got it.
Yeah. All right, bro. Yeah, no problem. So, yeah, I don't know if I gotta mute you. Yeah, let me try to mute you. You know how to mute yourself, bro?
Yeah.
I don't be know how to mute this shit. Okay, is that another big ass gap right above that gap? Yes, but it's not attached to no demand. It's just a gap. You talking about this gap right here, but this momentum candle? Yeah, that's a gap, but it's a gap that we don't care about because we're not trading. Okay. Only time we care about gaps that's not a supplier demand is like that's for targets or something like anything. So basically, if you're trying to pay attention to all the gaps in the market, you're gonna be, your mind gonna be all over the place. I only pay attention to the gaps where I'm about to enter the trade or what's ahead of me when I get into the trade. You feel what I'm saying? So if this is a demand right here and I'm about to take this, I'm looking up in this area, even though it's no price action, I'm looking up in this area to see if it's some gaps so I can be confident to take this trade right here. You feel what I'm saying? Say if your supply gets disrespected at that resistance, gets disrespected as well, can I take a buy and use that past resistance as support? You know I'm about to unmute you, bro, because it's hard to comprehend. So I'm about to unmute you, and then we're gonna see what you're talking about. Time for okay.
Yo, what's good, Doyle?
What's the deal, bro?
Hey, my bad about that question about the magic keys. I was very embarrassed.
Yeah, you good, bro. You good, bro.
So this happened on Friday. So my question is, hold on, let me look back at it. So basically, so say if you got a supply, right, and the supply gets disrespected, you know how like it'll go past the box, and then sometimes it'll be just resistance because the wick's just sitting there.
Right.
So say if that resistance gets disrespected as well, can I take a buy since like both got disrespected?
No.
Okay, no, already. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
no, like once the candle closed above resistance, over with. Like we're not trading breakouts. I mean, if you are trading breakouts, or if anybody trading something else, that's on you. Like I'm not preaching that. So if it disrespects that resistance and disrespects that supply, I'm not taking a buy. I don't care if it go up 100 pips. I don't care. I don't know what that is, so I'm not trading. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had seen on Friday, like
Mhm.
it had broke through the demand and broke through the demand and the support. And I was like, you know what? I think this about to go down. And I just took a sell, and it had dropped like 70 points on Friday
On what?
on Nas.
Oh, hold on. Let me go to Nas. Hold on.
Yeah, I remember when I was like, Nas be throwing a lot of demand. I mean, a lot of support and resistance.
On Friday. This Friday, right?
Yeah, it was that support right there. I did it from I think the 5 with a 3 minute. So it had made a support. It had went up, then it came down. It disrespected that support,
You
and
talking
then
about
it
this
just
support right
dropped.
here?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, well, shit. You feel me? Do your thing, bro. But definitely, like, if the candle close above the resistance, I'm not taking a buy. Like, I'm not trading breakouts. So I hope that answered your question, bro.
Yeah, it did.
Yep. All right. If the supply and demand zone on the 5 minute is hella far, like a whole day ago, but it's high probability, would you take it? No, bro. The only way I'm gonna take a 5 minute demand that's super far is if it's basically a higher time frame. So just like that 1 hour demand on EU, and I just kept scaling down. That's the only way I'm scaling down to the 5. Like I'm not scaling down. I'm not taking a 5 minute demand and we're not already sitting inside of a 1 hour demand or a 4 hour demand. I'm not doing that, because the 5 minute demands are gonna, when they're far, usually that's a higher time frame setup. You feel what I'm saying? So if it's not a higher time frame setup, I'm not taking on far as 5 minute demand that's like 2 days ago. I'm not doing that. It got to be a higher time frame demand. I hope that makes sense. I mean, but yeah, I don't got no questions though. I don't got that. That was all the questions I got this week. Somebody asked the EU setup on a Thursday. Somebody just asked the NAS 100, and then somebody asked about supply and demand year round, and somebody asked about the gaps. Do anybody want me to go through the gaps again? I mean, we talk about the same stuff every week, but I'm just here trying to help somebody that's still confused. So I mean, if y'all got no questions, bro, you feel me? Like, because like next week is gonna be the same thing, trading supply and demand. You feel me? It's gonna be the same thing. A little bit on gaps. Okay, we can any EU behaviors you have noticed that you like or dislike. Honestly, EU, I may start straying away from it. Why? Because okay, so my one-to-one be like 4 pips. And it's nothing wrong with that. But if your account not big, you're not making no money. And that's just facts. So yeah, I can play 30 standards and get 4 pips and be like $1,200. That's cool. But somebody that got a $1,000 account, that's like $4. You feel what I'm saying? So it just, I don't know. I may leave EU alone. EU move perfectly with supply and demand, but it's so slow. And it's like if your account not large, you got to get a big, massive move. I don't have to do that on GU. I don't have to do that on NAS. Feel what I'm saying? So it just depends on how large your account is when it comes to trading EU. Some people don't even like trading EU at all because it moves so slow. So it just depends. Can you show me how to twin trade? Twin trading is all that is just entering multiple positions at on one spot. That's all it is. So I always twin trade. Like I'm always entering twice or 3 times every single setup. I don't care. People ask me, why don't you just enter 130 lot on EU? No, I want to enter 10 lots. That's just how I like to trade. You feel me? So, okay. So he said, yeah, let's go over some gaps. Okay, we can go over some supply gaps or whatever. What time you start looking at the chart? I wake up around 7:40 Eastern Standard Time, so I get my mind. I don't like just waking up and then just getting straight to the charts. Like I gotta wake up a little bit. You feel me? Like I gotta wake up a little bit, and then once 8 o'clock comes, then I get to the chart, and then that's when I be in the chats, and then we just be chatting it up and looking for setups or whatever. But yeah, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 11:30, 12. Like usually we should see a setup by 10:30 or around there, like 8 o'clock to 10:30. That's when we see in our setups most of the time. But yeah, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to to 11:30-ish, 11:45-ish. I've noticed that if the setup is on EU and GU, I always trust GU and EU. EU be playing with my fucking emotions. EU do be playing, man. EU be consolidating a lot. Man, what, bro? GU on Friday. Hold on. I gotta go to it. Bro. GU was on some garbage, bro. This shit was terrible. I'm not gonna lie. And I would have took this, but I was just done. So okay, before I go through the gaps, because people still want me to go through the gaps. Let me answer this question real quick. Any tips on how to trade while at work? Oh no, I don't recommend it. No, you need to switch shifts, bro. Switch shifts. That's what I had to do. Like, it's a reason why I trade New York session. I could easily be trading London session if I worked during the day and then trade London when I was at my job. But no, bro, I literally made a sacrifice to work second shift and then trade New York session. I've been trading New York session for like years, bro. So nah, bro. I would switch shifts, bro. You just gotta take that sacrifice. That's what you're gonna have to do. When you move, are you gonna take a few days off of signals? I'm gonna try not to, but I mean, if I'm on a flight and if I'm trying to like pack all my stuff, I'm gonna have to take a day off. It's just that's what I'm gonna have to do. I mean, I'm a real person, not like a robot or something. Okay, so let's go through the gaps because I'm just gonna keep answering questions. So somebody want me to go through the gaps again. So I like back testing stuff that I don't trade. So let's go. Oh, I haven't traded Ethereum in a while. Let me see. Oh, let's do Bitcoin. I really don't trade Bitcoin. Okay. I really don't trade Bitcoin. So let me see. Y'all crypto traders out there, y'all can have this. I'm cool. This is beautiful. Okay, so gaps. So and remember, we only care about you need to understand the gaps when trading it. We don't need to just understand gaps because they're gaps. No, we need to understand how to see the gap when our setup is occurring or when it's approaching. Okay, so let's do the replay mode because we gotta understand this stuff. So with $200 account, it's good to grow with NAS 100. Yeah, but you also can blow that too. So just be careful, bro. Like, just be careful. I've been DMing you about structure, bro, but now that I'm seeing you go over some supply and demand stuff, I feel like my mind puts together structure with supply and demand setups. But if the structure isn't flowing with it, I don't take them. But it end up hitting. I feel like I should peel off from having market structure too much confluent because a lot of your setups you went over. Brains on. Yeah. Because some people only be taking supply and demand setups when there's a break of structure. There's literally, you can see supply and demand while it's ranging. Like literally while it's in the middle and it's just playing around, it can be gaps in at the top, it can be gaps in at the bottom. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can't just, it gotta be a market structure and it gotta be a demand happening. It don't have to be like that. It don't have to be. Like a lot of people miss that EU call because they're like, damn, I was waiting on that gap to get filled up. So I was scared to take that supply on EU on Thursday, but you gotta be willing to take that chance. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to. So yeah, again, like I said, like when it comes to like Euro USD and these slower pairs, like we're scalping really fast. So you're probably gonna want to trade something that's more faster. Like I'm not trading US30. I'm not doing that, but like NAS 100, GU, GJ. I don't touch GJ. GJ trash. But you feel what I'm saying? If you tired of like 5 pip TP, 6 pip TPs, you gotta trade something more volatile. It's just like that. All right, so let's talk about these gaps. So first of all, if I'm looking at this, I clearly see it's a demand right here. It's just sitting right here. But let's look at the higher time frame. Let's look at the 15 minute. 15 minute, no gap sitting at the bottom. There's nothing right here. Nothing is telling me that it wants to drop. Okay, if I'm just looking at this, let's look at the 1 hour. I'm looking at the 1 hour. This scares me. Why does this scares me? Because we have a huge gap from right here. It's right there. Remember, we're looking to the right-hand side of price. So if I see that the 1 hour have a fat ass gap right here, and it's just fat, it's like, damn, okay, so this is super noticeable. So I may be a little hesitant on taking this setup right here. Does the size of the gap matter? No. You don't. Okay, so right here, this is a gap on a 1 hour. We have a 5 minute demand that's sitting above the gap. So if I see this, I'm gonna be like, okay, it could possibly want to balance the market out. So this could be a loser. And also it's a supply right here, low key. Let me see. Okay, so it's a supply sitting right here. All right. So so now this is making me not want to take it. I'm not gonna lie. It's making me not want to take this setup at all because we got a 1 hour supply that's being tapped into, and we have a 5 minute demand happening, but we still got gaps in below, like literally right below it on a 1 hour. So I'll be a little iffy about this. Now you see how I'm doing process of elimination to see how much I want to risk. If you got everything that's going against you on a higher time frame, risk less on the setup. We don't want to risk the same on every single setup if everything not aligning. You feel what I'm saying? So if I see something like this and I'm like, okay, we got a 1 hour supply, we got gaps sitting below, but we got this 5 minute demand occurring. It could still play out, but you feel what I'm saying? Everything is going against us on a higher time frame. So if it comes back into that area, you may want to risk a little bit less. I'm not saying don't take the setup because it can still play out, but risk a little bit less because the higher time frame is not in your favor. So let's we clearly know it played out. Okay, so here's the gap right here on the demand from right here to right here. Okay, from right here to right here, that's the gap. Now, since this is a 1 hour supply, let's see if we can make this box smaller. We gotta look up in here. If I'm looking right here, that candle, no. This candle, no. So I can't do anything about this. I can't make this zone smaller. It just got to just be right there. Now let's fast forward. Now we got the 5 minute demand approaching. It's filling it in. Now let me make the zone smaller. Not the zone, but the gap. The gap still got to get tapped into right here. The pips don't matter when you always risk in percentages. Facts. If you risk your account of percentages, the pips don't matter. But again, a lot of people don't have magic keys. A lot of people can't just automatically just risk their account of percentages. So you got to be quick on your toes when you're on a 5 minute chart. You don't have time to be trying to calculate how much you have. It's time to get in when it's breaking that candle. We don't have time to be playing around, or you're going to miss out on the setup, or you're going to get a bad entry. Okay, so let's fast forward. Okay, now it's filling it in. Boom, tapped into it. So now we should be ready to buy. Now, some people still be asking me, are you doing buy limits? Like, why don't you do buy limits anymore? Like, I've been doing break the candle. This is nothing new. I've been doing break the candle. So it's up to you if you want to do a buy limit, but understand the risks that come with just having buy limits and sell limits on these areas. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So, okay, that would have been our break right there. That would have been our entry. Stop loss lead right here. And then it would have been a dub. But look at what's going on right here. So do anybody see? Yeah, the spreads though. Facts. The spreads. Okay, so remember, this is a 1 hour supply. I see a supply right here. Now, I don't know if it's going to hold, but I'm definitely about to get out once it taps into this supply right here. If I see this, if I see that, I'm probably about to get out because we're still sitting at a 1 hour supply. So I'm definitely probably about to get out as soon as it touch that area. I'm getting out. Boom. I'm just getting out. So let me take this off, and that'll be a win as far as the Bitcoin buy. But let's see if this this supply right here is going to hold. Let's see if this is going to hold. I don't know if it do or not. And it started dropping. And that's another win. And let's go back to the 1 hour. We still got all of this. Ooh, it did something crazy. Hold on. Oh, I thought it was going to fill that in. Okay, so it dropped a little bit, but then it started going back up. Yeah, I thought it was a demand right there. So this was just a ranging day. That's tough. So this is a demand, and then we had a supply. I would be more comfortable taking a supply because it was already at the 1 hour supply. Okay, so remember, when a higher time frame is helping you, you have a better chance of winning. So you would have got in far as a sale really right here, stop loss right here. Easy would have got your little 1-on-1. Then you could go for liquidity that's sitting up under here. It's a lot of ways to get up out of this trade once you are in profit. But I felt more confident with the 1 hour supply just sitting at the top. And I'm like, okay, I just feel a little bit better rather than just taking this 5-minute demand with no other confluence. So yeah, I hope that helps somebody. Do you know any Magic Keys alternatives for Meta on the phone? Nah. Mm-mm. Can you explain supply and demand from an institutional perspective? Like, I know where to find it on the chart, but I don't understand the logic behind it. People see this. Oh yeah, Stingu is good. Stingu is good. Okay, so people be trying to create like overcomplicate trading with like institutional terms and like Wyckoff. I know some people like trade like Wyckoff. I don't do it because, bro, it's overcomplicating trading. I don't need to know about all of this other stuff. Okay, so when people be trying to like make, this is the institutional way to like trade, bro, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, just trade what you're trading. You don't have to overcomplicate it or anything like that. So when people try to create these extremely hard terms and try to make, this is how the banks are moving. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. Can you get funded out of us? Can you get funded out of us? I'm not understanding that. Can you go over? Oh, US. Can you get funded out of the US? Yeah, we got FCMO, Montforest funds, prop trading. There's a lot of stuff. Can you go over how you drew the supply box on Tuesday? Tuesday on EU. I really don't understand how is it high probability. Okay, let's go to it. What day are we on? 25th. It's 22nd. Man, this was crazy. This was crazy. Okay, so you only had one chance to get out of this trade. After that, it was a straight loser. So right here, this is a supply right here. Now, somebody, I know y'all probably was confused. Like, okay, why did you draw your box like that instead of drawing your box like this? Like this. I had this marked up exactly like this, but I didn't want to confuse y'all when I sent the chart. This is how I had it marked up. Let me do a replay mode right here. I had my box drawn out like this with the yellow line sitting right there. So I'm waiting for either it's going to tap into this zone right here and reject, or it's going to tap into that candle and reject. But I was prepared for both, okay? Because it's going to be scenarios where you're going to have two candles in your demand or two candles in your supply. They both have gaps on it, but it may not reach that lower one. I'll talk about this on a previous webinar. I don't know which one it is, but basically it was like a GU demand and it had two candles sitting in the demand. It tapped into the first candle, but it never tapped to that lower candle. But it tapped into the zone and it started going up. You have to prepare for both, okay? Like, you have to prepare for both. So I had this zone marked up. This is supply zone, and I had that line right there on the bottom of that candle. So if it started rejecting it, I'm not about to miss the move. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's really why I had this box drawn out like that. So once it got into that zone and it broke, then I was just like a quick little win, and then it just reversed immediately. Like immediately it just reversed. But that was the trade on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody was confused on that trade. I'm pretty sure. This setup hit my break even because it was a pipette away from my TP. Then that's tough. That's tough. Anybody got any more questions, man? We got 10 or 11 minutes. People been asking me about psychology, bro. I just can't hold these trades. What's going on? How was y'all week? Like, I had a good week last week. Like, my week was, bro, I barely lost. Like, I lost Monday. After that, didn't lose. I was in the blue. So, you know what I'm saying? You asked me, bro, how do you just be dead? Oh, somebody asked me, this one girl on IG asked me, how do you go through like the mindset of not being profitable after a long period of time, bro. You just gotta have faith in this shit. You can't be scared that you having good months and then you go on a losing streak and now you just don't know how to trade. You know how to trade. Just keep taking your setups. It's not deep at all. Do not feel discouraged because you're losing. Feel what I'm saying? Everybody lose. First profitable week. That's what's up. Do you always use a mental stop loss? Most of the time I do. Yeah. So like when like on IG, when I be like showing my trade on MT4, y'all don't be seeing no stop loss because I'm just entering it. I'm just entering it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm disciplined enough. Like, okay, if it go against me, I'm going to get out. Like, I'm going to get out. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm praying that it's going to reverse. No, I'm not doing that shit. I ain't trying to lose my money either. Finished phase 1 on FTMO last week. That's what's up. That's what's up. How you grow a small account? I've been wanting to drop big lots, but when I do, I get burned. You gotta, first of all, you gotta take the best possible setup. Now, do we know it's gonna be a win? No, but when you're trying to grow a small account, man, you gotta treat that like that's your baby. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta be very cautious. Most of the time, when like this little flip account that I'm trying to flip, I'm gonna get back to that next week. But like this little $10 account, like when I get in profit, I'm immediately moving my stop loss to break even. Like I'm not trying to take no losses. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like I'm sliding that stop loss up immediately because once you lose, it's like, damn, I gotta make that back and I gotta have a good, nice win. I gotta have a nice runner. So like the goal to grow small accounts is to get a big runner and just keep trailing it. You feel what I'm saying? Just keep trailing it. But you definitely got to move that stop loss up as quickly as possible. I'm talking about extremely small accounts. I'm not talking about like 500, 700, because you can easily flip that. Like I did that in 1 hour, like 400 to 1,000. I did like an hour. Like that's easy. I'm talking about like $10, $20. Like you got to really be very cautious because it's so easy to blow it. Like I almost blew it like last week. I almost blew it. Do you use a mental stop loss because of Wix taking out? Or what's the reason for that? I don't want spreads to get me. That's another real reason because these brokers, you can't trust no broker. I don't care what nobody say. People, regulated or no regulated. You can't trust brokers. I like Hango Trade. The withdrawals hit, but that's not my broker. I haven't created this broker. So this little UK broker, I mess with them, but you can never trust a broker. I don't care. You can never trust a broker. So I'm like, they can widen up spreads. They can do like some little bullshit, tap you, stop you out, go in your favor. Hango Trade MT4 is not going to look like Owanda's. Owanda MT4 not going to look like FXCM. That like, it's all going to look different. Everybody had different liquidity providers. So it's going to be completely different. The Coinbase fee is high when you withdraw. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. How much you recommend to invest on 4K account, like percentage for 2 contracts? What you mean 2 contracts? What you trading? What you trading? You trading options or something? I grew 200 to 500 in a week. I felt like a damn millionaire. It feels good when you can grow a small account. It's hard though. It's hard for NAS, like for 2% slots. And everything else. Okay, I'm not really understanding what you're saying, but like if you got a 4K account and are you trying to grow that to a big amount or are you trying to flip that? Because you're trying to flip that, you're not gonna really care too much about risk management. Or you're trying to grow it. Okay, you need to, don't quit your job. You feel me? Use the money that you're making at your job and keep funding it every week. People ask me, bro, how would you grow your account? Fund it every week. You feel what I'm saying? Fund it every week. When you take losses, it's going to hurt. That shit was killing me. But you got to take it slow. Don't just get the increase in lot sizes because you went from 4K to 5K. No, play the same lot size. If anybody goes to my older videos, my daily goal was $200 a day. That was my daily goal. I kept doing it every time. Like when I was trading fibs, $200. I'm done. I'm done. I'm just trying to compound $200. I'm doing that like 3 times a week. That's 600 plus my check. That's like 900 a week. I'm just doing that every week. You feel what I'm saying? So you need to use your money that you're making. Like you have to get more capital. You feel what I'm saying? You have to, or you can get funded. It's just really up to you. Can you go over gaps once again so I can be sure? Okay, we can go over gaps one more time. Yeah, get magic keys. Definitely get magic keys. Yo, I need a daily goal. Yeah, get a daily goal. My daily goal is still 1K, but I mean, I've been trading EU lately, so like it ain't really been no big moves like that. Like when I trade NAS, my wins be crazy, but when it be EU, it'd be small. But let me okay, so let's go to another demand setup or another, just really another demand setup. Let's go to GJ. Y'all love GJ, so we can go to GJ. Go try GJ. That look, hold on, this GJ? Oh, hell no. Okay, let's get into it. Damn, GJ was on gas on Friday. That's crazy. That's tough. All right, so let's get into it. So, all right, right here, let's do replay mode. Now, I see a lot of situations right here. Okay. Now, this is the thing. You gotta master gaps. You have to master gaps, because if you don't, you're not going to see the little things. You're not going to see the little things that's in the market. Now, this setup right here was clearly a win, but we're not going to talk about this demand setup right here because we know that's a dub. We're going to talk about this situation right here. So if I'm looking at this and we got aggressive buying across this area, we have a demand right here, and we have a demand right here. This gonna throw somebody off. We got two demands right here. Okay, two of them. Why is it two of them? Let's stretch the candles out. That's why I said, like, the market is not gonna care if you don't understand gaps. You're not gonna see this type of stuff. So that in between those two boxes, that's the gap that's on that demand that's at the bottom, and then the demand that's at the top. The gap is from right here to right here. Okay, so this one, I'm gonna draw on it. This is the first demand. This is the second demand. Okay, they both of them have a gap on it. Okay, remember, we're looking to the right hand side of price to see if it's some price action. That's all we're doing. If we look to the right hand side, we in no man's land. It's nothing going on. And we have these candles that's sitting right here. So both of these demands is literally right on top of each other. Okay, let's fast forward. Coming down. Oh, let me rewind, because that went down a little bit too fast. That's crazy. Okay, so this candle right here, it immediately filled in that gap. I missed the homework this week. No, it's over with, bro. It's over. I send a homework every Tuesday, man. You just gotta wait till next week. Gotta wait till next week, bro. Sorry. All right, so okay, so that gap that in between those yellow lines, that was the gap. It tapped back into the demand. Okay, so now we should be ready to buy, but this candle is extremely large. If it breaks this candle on GJ, mind you, this is gonna be like this is a crazy amount of pips, because this GJ. That's why people like trading more volatile pairs when it comes to this style of trading, because that's 22 pips right there in that one candle. EU not gonna do that. So like I said, if you're not rocking with EU and you don't have magic keys, you don't have a large size account, don't trade EU, because you're gonna get like a $10 win, a $5 win, and you're gonna be like, this is some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just really up to you. Now this red candle right here, I'm not taking a break. I won't take the break because this candle was extremely large, so I wouldn't even consider it. Now this box becomes invalid. It literally taps the bottom of that box. It gets deleted. Now we have this right here. Now the gap, let's mark up the gap one more time. Now you're gonna have to stretch out the candles. The gap is from right here to right there. And it literally fills it in with that wick. It literally filled it in. And now it's time to buy. Boom. The rest was history. That's it. That's the main thing we trade every single week. This is all we do every single week. Not gonna cap. This is all I'm calling out every single week, bro. Like every single week, that's all I'm doing. Like that's all I'm doing. So I hope this makes sense to people. But again, if you're still new and you sound kind of confused, it's gonna make sense over time. Like over time, just keep doing the homework, keep showing up to the webinars, watch the other webinars. Like it's hours of just like content that's gonna help you. So watch the other webinars, show up to the webinars, do the homework, and over time, you're gonna be calling out your own trades. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta take mine, just take your own trade. Feel me? So yeah, that's all I got on this webinar, bro. Like, feel me? Every week I need you feel me? watch this webinar over again. That's what I do. Yeah, definitely watch the webinar over. Definitely. So all right. So next week, it's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing. You ever thought about doing some in-person course thing or like a meet and greet? Curious. Actually, somebody actually asked me to do like an event in Detroit. Probably won't do it, not gonna lie. Yeah, next week's NFP, so be very careful. What I do it in person? I mean, I don't care, but I'm about to move, so it wouldn't even be in Michigan. It'd be in Miami though, for sure. So yeah, I mean, I once I get settled in, it's gonna take some time for me to get settled in. I gotta go shopping and stuff and furniture. It's just gonna be a process, but I don't mind doing it in person, like teaching or whatever. I don't mind if people want to do that. It's if people want to do that, because I'm not about to do it. There's only like one person there. It's wasting my time. NFP are gonna be the whole week. Yeah, so next week, let's go to it. Hold on, let's go to it. Because we gotta prepare, because next week could possibly be rough. So let me okay, so y'all see what's all the news. Monday, we got 7 a.m. news for GVP on Eastern Standard Time. Just Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. And we got NFP on Friday. I'm not trading Friday. Wednesday gonna be rough. Or I'm not trading Wednesday. Okay, so that's cool. Tuesday, I'm definitely waking up extremely early so I can try to catch a setup before 10, or we may have to wait till after, especially with indices. Thursday, probably just gonna wait until after indices, the New York Stock Exchange do its little BS. But yeah, next week gonna be a little rough though. I'm not trading Friday. It's over with. So yeah, y'all just gotta be careful next week. Don't be discouraged if your demand or supplies are not holding. That's just what it do on NFP and any news that be occurring. So just be careful, man, or risk a little bit less. That's all you're gonna have to do. That's all you're gonna have to do. So that's all I got on this webinar, man. Let's keep killing it. Turn in on homework, man. People be hitting me up Friday right after I close the homework channel. Bro, can I turn the homework? Bro, I give it to you on Tuesday. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's only 5 charts, bro. Like, hey, you feel me? This is not like college. Like, you got 5 charts. You get 4 days. You get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You get 4 days to give me 5 charts. Come on now. But yeah, man, y'all be smooth, man. Back in the chats Monday. We just back at it on Monday, bro. Like, let's just get to the bag, man. Like, we don't got time to waste. It still feel like New Year's. It's March though, but it still feel like New Year's, bro. But all right, y'all, man. Y'all be smooth, man.